Hi, my name is Emmy and welcome to my freshman dorm tour of Cushing Hall on Newton campus at Boston College. I really wanted to do this dorm tour video because unlike a lot of other colleges and universities, BC doesn't have that many dorm tour videos out there. So I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse into residential life and to really highlight the things that I wish I knew about my dorm before moving in. So hopefully that helps you when you go to pack and buy things for your dorm. But before I show you the finished product of my room, which is the fun part, I just want to talk a little bit about residential life, Newton campus, and the setup of the room. BC is made up of 3 campuses, the Brighton campus, the Newton campus, and the Chestnut Hill campus. Most freshmen live on Newton campus or Upper campus, which is an extension of the Chestnut Hill campus. There's not that many differences between the 2 campuses. A lot of people prefer to live on Upper just because it's closer to main campus where you'll be taking your classes, but whichever one you end up on, people love it either way. So on Newton campus, there are 6 dorms: Hardy, Cushing, which is the one I'm in, Duchesne East and West, and Keys North and South. You do have to take the shuttle to get to class, which can kind of be a pain in the neck, but there's shuttle stops all throughout campus. We do have our own gym and our own dining hall, Stewart Dining Hall, which I heard has really good food. The walk to Newton Center is only a mile, and the walk to campus is only a mile, so it's a pretty doable walk either way, but I would just prefer to take the shuttle. The one benefit about Newton campus is they do have a lot more green space than Upper campus, so it's a lot nicer to go outside and take a walk or hang out with people, etc. Upper campus has 10 residential halls. I'm not going to name them all, and the walk to McElroy, which is the main dining hall, and your classes is pretty quick, but there's not that much space to spread out, so it's kind of cramped in there. I would prefer Newton campus, but it's really totally personal choice. I live in Cushing and I'm on the first floor, and the dorms are co-ed by floors, and it can be different depending on which dorm you're in. But the guys are in the basement and on the second floor, and the girls are in the first and the third floor. Every dorm is a little bit different, but the furniture is about the same dimensions across the board. And one thing that I wish that I knew was how big all the furniture was going to be, so I'm going to list all the dimensions to all the furniture in this room at the end of the video. My dorm is 16 feet by 12 feet, and there's actually a lot more space than I expected there to be. I don't feel cramped at all in here. I think it's a little bit bigger than the dorms on Upper campus, but I could be wrong. And the floor space between the 2 beds is 50.5 inches. In my dorm I have a closet, a bed that can be lofted, a dresser, a desk, and overhead shelving. And we do have curtains. I think they're kind of nice. The blinds don't go all the way up. It's totally personal preference. Also, we keep the windows open at all times. It is extremely hot in here. The fan is always going, and for even New England where it just gets humid, it's not crazy hot, it's really hot in here. And then we also have a micro fridge, which is a microwave and a mini fridge, and you can rent those through BC for $500, I think, and me and my roommate split the cost. And we also got a vacuum that can serve as a dust buster and a vacuum. The one note about the micro fridge though is you have to set it up a certain way, because if you set it up wrong you can blow a fuse and shut off the electricity in the entire building, and I don't think you want to do that. This is the closet, and it's fairly spacious, and I was able to hang a lot of my clothes in here, and anything else I just put in the drawers. There are 3 rods to the closet. I'm only using 2 of them just because I don't like my hangers touching stuff on the shelves, and I find when you do take things off the hangers, it like hits the stuff on the shelf and it falls over, because the shelves aren't super deep. The ones on the right side where most of my clothes are actually deep, but the ones on the left side are pretty narrow. So on the left side of the closet I have all of my towels, and then I have my shower caddy, which I recommend getting a shower bag, not a shower caddy that's like a box, just because the box doesn't dry as fast. And then I have a bin that the shower caddy goes in after like I take a shower, just so if it's still wet it doesn't go all over the wood. And then down here I have my skirts and pants and things that get really wrinkled. And there's nothing else behind there except a caboodle that has some extra makeup in it. And there is a bin at the bottom that's not really being used for anything, just like the bin on the side. It's more a miscellaneous bin, because I didn't actually bring a ton of stuff. I didn't overpack as much as I thought. And obviously here's where most of my clothes are. And up here I got a big bin that I put all my shoes in. And I brought a lot of shoes, so it was good that everything fit in there. And the right side is definitely much more deep, so if I like go over here, like you'll see how deep it is. It can fit a bucket this size. And this is a pretty big bucket. So mostly every dorm comes with a full-length mirror. Some people have said they didn't get theirs and had to buy one and put one on the back of the door. Ours did. We weren't sure if it was going to because it depends. So the ones in Cushing do. And it's really useful so you can see your outfits if you're doing your hair, etc. But I do still recommend maybe getting like a smaller mirror for your desk so you can actually like see certain things like that. This is where I sleep. The beds at Boston College are twin extra larges and can be lofted as low as 8 inches and as high as 3 feet. A lot of people do choose to loft their beds. I did, my roommate did as well. That way you can fit under bed storage. But the one thing I would be cautious about is that if you're someone that's into decorating your walls, obviously when you have a lofted bed, you're going to have less wall space than if your bed was lower. The good news too is the mattresses are pretty comfortable. I still got a mattress protector because people sleep on the same mattress year after year. And I got a mattress pad, but mine was down, not foam, because you're not allowed to have foam because it's a fire hazard. Boston College does give you a list of things online that you can and can't bring, so I would definitely check that out. And if I go a little bit to the right, this is my body pillow, and I highly suggest getting one of these just because you're not going to be facing your desk and your window when you talk to people. This is my photo wall, and all my pictures are in black and white because their colors are black, white, pink, and gray. I got this removable wallpaper at Target, and it's a lot harder to put up than it looks. And also there's 2 hooks. They're kind of useless. My roommate uses them to hold her hats, so that's a good idea. And if you move this way, I got these fairy lights that I put all the way around, and I put Polaroid pictures that I'm gonna eventually replace with pictures from school, and these like 5x5 prints that were pink, black, and white just to add a little bit of color. And then I got this sign because I love shopping, and then my creative sign over here because I like to be creative. Some of my favorite prints include this picture of Freddie Mercury and of course Tom Brady. And then in the middle I got these 2 prints from MPix and I made them into a collage, and then I got the hanging frame separately, and I thought it was a unique way to hang my photos and do a collage, and so I'm in love with it and I think it's a nice addition to the room. I got these 3 bins at Bed Bath & Beyond, and I highly suggest getting them if you're a college student. They're really deep and they fit basically everything. My top drawer has my toiletries, my second drawer has my food, my drinks, and my utensils and Tupperware and other things like that, and my third drawer has all my cleaning supplies like laundry detergent, air freshener, etc. And I find that extremely helpful because it's stuff that you're not going to use all the time, and it's better to have it down here than like near your desk because it just kind of gets in the way. And I don't know if you can tell, but the drawers touch the back wall, so they're really, really deep. Right now, I pushed them forward a little bit so I could put some IKEA bags back there, which I also suggest getting. I was able to fit all my clothes into 2 of them. They're really big and really spacious, and I have a ton of clothes, so I would definitely recommend getting those. I got this little storage ottoman at Target, and my mom thought it was the stupidest thing when we bought it because it's open and you can see what's inside, and she was like, you're never going to put anything in it because like you can see what's in it. But I actually used it for packing, which was nice. So I put all my sneakers in there, and it was good to not have them in like the clothing bags and taking up more room because shoes are like bulky. So what I use it for right now is I put my throw blanket in there, which is in there right now, and I put my throw pillows like when I go to bed so they're in like one central location and not just on the floor. The one good thing about this little storage ottoman is I do use it to step up on my bed because I'm short and my bed is lofted to 36 inches, so I can't really reach. So I use it to step on my bed, and actually the little gray thing flips around and turns into a table, which is really nice because I did get a beanbag chair for underneath, and there's a little light back there too. The freshman dorms at BC are carpeted. Our carpet is brown and it's not super soft at all, so we got an area rug. It's a 5x7 area rug, and it fills up the space more than a 4x6, so I highly recommend getting a 5x7. It makes the room feel a lot cozier. And you can always layer with smaller rugs. That's what we did. We went out and bought little small white shaggy rugs for the foot of our bed. And when you are picking a rug, it's important to know the fabric that you're picking, because if it's too soft, it can be really hard to clean, and especially you want to pick something that isn't a light color. So we did a gray, and we had like light accents on the rugs, just because white picks up dirt really easily, or any light color. Some dorms have dressers with 3 drawers, others have dressers with 5. I have a 5-drawer dresser, which is great for the amount of clothes I have, but 3-drawer dressers do fit underneath your bed when it's totally lofted, and that is a plus because there's less furniture out on the floor. I mean, I would prefer to have a 5-drawer dresser just because I do have a lot of clothes, and so it gives me extra storage. I did dress up my dresser a little bit. On the top, I added a plant, some pictures and quotes that my family gave me, and then BC also doesn't allow you to have open flames, so you can't have a candle because it can stop the smoke detector. So instead, I got a little air freshener thing as a gift, and I really like it because it makes the room smell good. Here's my desk area. It's pretty neat and clean. I do like to have a clutter-free desk when I do my studying. I do have a desk lamp. I would get one of those just because there is only one overhead light in here, so it does get dark, especially if you're studying at night. And during finals, I would definitely get one of those. I also have a mirror. I did mention that earlier in the video. It's good for makeup, and if you're someone like me who wears glasses and contacts, to put those in the morning. And then they do have these huge chunky outlets that are like kind of eyesores. So I did put my calendar above them. I didn't even attach it with command strips just because I feel like that makes the whole process a lot more complicated when you go to write on it. And then I also fed all my cords through the desk. I just don't like cords everywhere. It freaks me out. So I put my iPhone charger and my laptop charger through the desk, which is nice. And the shelving that I will show you soon also has little holes that you can feed things through as well. So if I move the camera down a little bit, you can see the trash can on the left, and there's 14 inches between the desk and the drawers if you keep it set up the way that I have it set up, and it fits perfect for a rolling cart, which my roommate has, and it looks really cool, or a trash can. I just had the trash can on my side. I would definitely recommend getting a trash can that's pretty big. Every dorm comes with a recycling bin but no trash can, and I wouldn't get one that fits under the desk just because there's not a lot of room under your desk. You can really only fit your body, and you'd be surprised how much trash you go through. Me and my roommate already went through like 4 bags of trash, and we've only been here a couple days. And then I put my laptop where the little inlet is, right over there, just because it's really narrow and you can't really fit like pens and pencils and stuff if you want them like neat. So that's what I use the drawers for. I put all my electronics, games, my camera, and school supplies in those 3 drawers, and everything fit. And then also what I did is on the side over here, I put a little command hook, and that's where I hang my wallet, my ID, and then this year masks because of COVID-19. Above the desks are overhead shelving, which can be extremely useful. The one thing I found when I was watching the dorm tours was that the shelving units are all different sizes, and there weren't really any measurements that went with them. So when I moved in, I had no idea what size bins and baskets would work, but luckily I found ones that did fit the first time around. So the overhead shelving has 2 narrow shelves, 1 on each side, 2 medium-sized shelves, 1 on each side, and 1 large shelf. All the shelves are 10 inches deep and 2 feet long, but the height varies. So the medium-sized shelves are really good for bins and storage, and I find them to be the most useful. So I have 2 pink bins, 1 on each side, that fit like some of my accessories and other things like that. And then the narrow shelves above, I'm using the one on the right for books and textbooks and things like that. And I just find like that's a really good spot for them just because you can't really fit a lot in the narrow shelving. And then on the right side, I have 2 caboodles, both hold my makeup. I think that's a really good way to hold makeup, especially because you don't have a lot of desk space and you don't have a lot of space on top of those drawers. I also got like a bead bin, like that one that like sorts like different colored beads and stuff for like jewelry, and that's what I did for my necklaces and my earrings and things like that. Again, I just wanted to reduce the clutter on top of like the desk. And in the middle shelving unit, it's like kind of useless. You really can't fit much in there. You would have to find like a really tall bin to make it work, but it's not that deep, so like it's just an awkward bin to be looking for, I guess. So my roommate's family did get me this really cool picture frame, and my parents, grandparents, and friends that are going to different colleges and back home can add to it at any time. So right now my brother added a picture of me and him when I was moving into school. I hope if you're an incoming student or looking to apply to Boston College that you found this video extremely helpful. So I'm going to sign off, but I will list the dimensions at the end of this. Bye!